welcome to the latest episode of the Kansas Moonshot Podcast, where we are shining the spotlight on amazing things happening in schools across the state. Whether you're one of the Mercury, Gemini, or Apollo schools launching some amazing redesign plans, or a teacher trying to do something a little different, I want to share your story. The goal is to celebrate the awesomeness all around us. Now, this is going to be another one of those pep talk episodes. It's going to be a short one, but I feel like we all need to hear this. I don't know if you're like me, but right now I am feeling run down. Not just mentally, but like physically run down. We're getting to that point, and if you don't teach, you may not know that what I'm talking about, but you get to the point where you've been standing all year, you've been talking a lot, you've been just holding so much stress. And for me, it's in my shoulders. I just got so much stress built up in my shoulders. And some of it's just placed on myself of different expectations I have for myself, different things I want to accomplish, deadlines looming. You've got this influx of celebrations and end of the year parties and all of these things coming up. And it all builds up. Almost every single year, I think I pull a muscle in my neck, or I throw my back out, or I do something just because it's just so much tension building up. And I just want to tell you now that if you are feeling the same way I do, it is okay. We all get to that point where we've just been pushing so hard in this marathon of teaching that we need that moment to recuperate. That's what summer is for me. It's a chance it's for my mind to recuperate, but also my body. And I just want to let you know that more than anything, you are enough. You are enough for your students. You are the light in many of their days. You are the person who they can rely on in their lives. And I just want you to continue doing what you're doing and be okay with the fact that we're all feeling it a little bit. One thing I've had to remind myself is I'm run down. My students are run down. It's the nature of this. Okay. We're coming to the end, and we're wanting to finish strong. And I just want to let you know that I've had to remind myself to give my students grace, because I keep having to ask myself, is this frustration something new that the students are doing, or is it just that my patience level is getting low? And as I'm reflecting on that, I'm realizing, you know what? If I can just bring the students up, bring their joy up, bring their, just show them that they matter to me, I'm hoping that is going to end the year strong. Now, another thing I'm doing at this time of year is I'm looking at things like my redesign plans. I will tell you, my redesign plans, I didn't accomplish everything I've wanted to this year. And I know, looking at the end looming, I'm not going to get it all accomplished that I wanted to. But I think if you can focus on just being 1% better every single day, just getting one thing a little bit better than it was the day before, I think it's going to be a huge success for you. Don't stress about the fact that one student that you've been working with didn't go from a first grade reading level all the way up to grade level at sixth grade. Focus on the fact that that student who didn't read a book at the beginning of the year finally finished their first book. Focus on that student that maybe they're not completing the math problems that you hope they would do, but they finally memorized the 6 times table. Okay, those little wins, just remember those and reflect on those. I'm always ready to start looking at what do I want to change for next year, but every once in a while, I just need to take a step back and say, you know what? I didn't accomplish all the goals I have because I've got super high expectations for myself. But I accomplished a lot. And my teaching this year was better than my teaching last year, which was better than the year before, which was better than the year before that. This redesign thing, depending on which school you're at, it's not a 1-year journey. It is a huge multi-year process. And so as you're reflecting on that, as you're starting to look towards the summer, look to rejuvenate, look to recuperate a little bit, just keep those things in mind. I always tell my students, rightfully so or not, I tell them I will miss them in July, but I need June to recover. And it's true. I like taking a breather in June, and then July I'm ready to kick it back into high gear. So I wish you all the best. I'm hoping to get couple more interviews lined up before the end of the school year. But thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for sharing it with friends, with colleagues who need to hear about some of the things going on in redesign. If you've got something that you really need to share, that you would love for me to share on the podcast, even if you don't want to be a guest, but if you want to write something out for me to read, I would love to share some of the things going on in schools across the state. I really mean that. The hardest part about this podcast has been asking for people to share, and people don't always share the great things that they're doing. And that was the goal of this podcast. So please, if you're doing something amazing, people need to know about it. A lot of times when we're stuck in redesign, it's because we know we want to do something different, but we don't know what different could look like. And so if you've got an idea of something different and great, share it. And I would love to share it on the podcast. Let others know about it. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me on Twitter. My name's Josh Stock. You can find me at Teach Like a Ninja. Message me on there. You can email me, teachlikeaninja@gmail.com. But please reach out. Even if it's just, hey, my colleague is doing this really great thing with gamification. I want to share it. That is amazing. We need to get these ideas out there. We need to get this positive view of education that I see every single day that the public doesn't always get a chance to see because they don't get to be in your classroom. So that is it for this episode. One final note. I am still wrapping up my Books for Backpacks fundraiser. The goal is to get brand new books to students across the Olathe district. Last year, I was able to reach out to 16 different elementary schools to get them some brand new books for students who may not have the opportunity to get a brand new book. So please, if you have the opportunity, share it out with your staff, share it out with others, or consider donating. All the money goes to buy books, and I'd love to finish this out. We're still a couple $100 short of our goal, but every little tiny bit helps. So if you want to help donate to that, you can donate to the Fund a Need grant by going to the OlathePublicSchoolsFoundation.org. And then go to Fund a Need, and you can look for Books for Backpacks, or click on the link in the show notes. Now, for more information about this episode, check out my website, MrStockRocks.com. If you know someone doing something awesome in their classroom, again, please let me know about it. I'd love to have them on the show. You can email me at teachlikeaninja@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm getting better at the Instagram. Again, at teachlikeaninja. I also have a student class page at at Mr. Stock Rocks on Instagram. So just follow me everywhere. See what I'm doing in my classroom. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for participating, listening to this podcast, sharing it with others. If you get a chance, give it a rating on iTunes. That helps me share it with more people. That is all I've got. Thank you. Until next time. I am Josh Stock, 6th grade language arts teacher and self-proclaimed awesomeness. As you can see, I'm not even going to edit this out. I'm going to keep it in. Keep it authentic. This is me. This is my podcast. This is how I roll. Until next time, book it forward and be awesome. Have a great week.